Sister Wives Cristin Brown's cringe moment aimed at Robin. Was Sister Wives star Cristin Brown Woolley's cringe moment aimed at her former sister wife, Robin Brown? The two have cut ties since Cristin left the Plural family in 2021 but have been forced to be together for their kids a few times. So, did Cristin do something she thought was cute when it was actually cringeworthy and disingenuous? Keep reading for more details. Cristin Brown's cringe moment aimed at Robin. When Cristin Brown Woolley gathered her three sister wives and Cody Brown in 2021, she had a few announcements. The first was she was leaving them, and the second was that she was moving from Flagstaff to Utah. Finally, she noted that she was distancing herself from Mary and Robin Brown. Yet, Cristin wanted to maintain her closeness with second wife, Janelle Brown. Robin was very hurt by this because she interpreted it as Cristin abandoning her and her 5 children. That was not the case. Cristin moved to Utah and eventually fell in love with David Woolley. She knew from the first date that he was the one and vice versa. They started to plan a wedding before there was even an engagement. It was clear she had found her soulmate, but Cody maintained he had no idea what she was doing in Utah. Then it was time for Gwendolyn Brown's wedding shower, and everyone was invited. At the last minute, Cody and Robin Brown opted to go so they would come face to face with Cristin. Plus, they would meet her new man, David. While doing the introductions, Cristin Brown leaned closer to David, resting on his shoulder. One fan said when she does this, she acts cringe, plus their kids along with Sister Wives fans are over the constant PDA. Though they are happy for Cristin, it is a tad much. Yet, was her cuddle moment with David all for Robin? A Reddit thread was started to discuss the interaction, and the OP believed she did it because she still cares for Cody. A follower had another idea. Prepared for downvotes, I think that move was more about Robin. Lots of animosity there. Cody or Robin? Sister Wives followers struggled back and forth. Was it about Cody and Robin Brown, or is Cristin Brown Woolley sincerely happy? Has she found her person and wants to celebrate it everywhere? There were a lot of mixed emotions, and for good reasons. I mean, she was married to the guy for 30+ years. It's not particularly a shocker that some feelings may linger. Despite this, her and David look very happy together, and I think that's all that matters. Maybe it was just a show of support for David, who had to be the most uncomfortable. She was in a loveless marriage for almost 30 years. I'm sure she absolutely wants to stick it to him. There was also the thought that editing may have played a big part in how that scene looked to viewers. In the end, Cristin and David appeared very happy, which undoubtedly makes Robin and Cody squirm. That is likely enough for fans and Cristin. The family gathering was already awkward before Cristin Brown walked in. With the Brown family fractures more glaring than ever, there was no shortage of tension in the air. Robin sat on one side of the large living room, her favorite turquoise jewelry glinting under the soft light, while Cody paced in his usual exaggerated way, running a hand through his thinning curls. Janelle sat across from Robin, her arms crossed and expression unreadable. Mary, forever the forgotten piece of Cody's puzzle, sat with a slight slump, scrolling through her phone, seemingly detached from the chaos around her. Cristin entered the room with her usual zest, her cheerful energy feeling both refreshing and out of place. Clad in a sleek black jacket and a bold necklace that symbolized her newfound independence, she radiated confidence. But as she scanned the room and her eyes landed on Robin, a flicker of something mischievous crossed her face. "Hello, everyone," Cristin said brightly, plopping herself down on the couch next to Janelle. "Cristin," Cody said stiffly. His tone carried the weight of years of unresolved grievances. Cristin barely acknowledged him, instead focusing her attention on Janelle. "Have you been baking those pumpkin bars again? I swear, the ones you made last week were divine." Janelle chuckled softly, clearly appreciating Cristin's attempt to lighten the mood. "Not yet, but maybe I will tomorrow. You should come over." Cristin nodded enthusiastically, but her gaze shifted toward Robin, who was silently sipping tea from a mug that read Family First. "Oh, Robin," Cristin began, her tone sugary sweet, but with an edge that made everyone in the room pause. "I just loved your last live stream for my Sister Wives Closet. It was unforgettable." Robin blinked, caught off guard. "Oh, thank you," she said hesitantly, unsure whether it was a genuine compliment or not. "Absolutely," Cristin continued, leaning forward as if she was sharing a juicy secret. "The way you explained the significance of that heart-shaped pendant, so passionate. almost poetic. I think I even teared up for a moment. Janelle's lips twitched, threatening to betray her amusement. Mary finally looked up from her phone, raising an eyebrow as though she couldn't decide whether to intervene or let the moment play out. Robin set her mug down with deliberate care, her eyes narrowing slightly. Well, I believe in the power of family and what these pieces represent. It's about love and unity. Cristin clasped her hands together, her expression exaggeratedly earnest. Oh, I know, it must be so fulfilling to wear jewelry that symbolizes those values. Especially when, you know. She trailed off, letting the sentence hang in the air like an unsaid accusation. Cody stopped pacing and glared at Cristin. What exactly are you trying to say? Cristin feigned innocence, blinking up at him with wide eyes. Oh, nothing at all, Cody. I was just admiring Robin's dedication to the family message. It's inspiring, truly. Robin's face flushed as she looked down at her necklace, fiddling with the clasp. She opened her mouth to respond, but Cristin was already moving on, her words landing like tiny, sharp needles. You know, I've been thinking about the jewelry business myself lately, Cristin said, leaning back with a self-satisfied smile. But I was thinking of focusing on something a little different. Maybe pieces that symbolize freedom or new beginnings. I think there's a real market for that. Janelle coughed to cover a laugh, and even Mary's lips twitched upward for the briefest moment. Freedom and new beginnings, huh? Robin said, her tone sharper now. That's an interesting angle. I suppose it appeals to a certain demographic. Cristin's eyes sparkled. Oh, it absolutely does. I've had so many people reach out to me, saying how much they admire my courage to live authentically. It's been overwhelming, really. But you know all about overwhelming support, don't you, Robin? Robin's smile faltered, and she glanced at Cody for backup. He stepped in, his voice rising in irritation. Cristin, if you came here to stir the pot, maybe you shouldn't have come at all. Oh, Cody, Cristin said with a laugh that didn't quite reach her eyes. I'm not stirring anything. I'm just being honest. Isn't that what you always said you valued most in a wife? The jab landed hard. Cody's face turned red, and he opened his mouth to retort, but Janelle beat him to it. Cristin's right, Janelle said, her voice calm but firm. Honesty is important, and sometimes it's good to call things out for what they are. Otherwise, how do we grow? The room fell into an uncomfortable silence, broken only by the sound of Mary's phone buzzing. She glanced at the screen, then stood up abruptly. Well, I have a call I need to take, she said, slipping out of the room without a backward glance. Cristin watched her go, then turned her attention back to Robin. Anyway, I just wanted to say how much I admire your persistence. It takes real commitment to keep pushing forward, no matter what people say. Robin's jaw tightened, but she forced a smile. Thank you, Cristin. That means a lot. The words were polite, but the tension between them was palpable. Even Cody, who was usually oblivious to social undercurrents, seemed to sense it. He muttered something about needing air and left the room, leaving the three remaining women to sit in strained silence. After a few moments, Janelle stood up. Cristin, let's go. I'll show you that pumpkin bar recipe. Cristin stood, her smile now genuinely warm. Sounds perfect. She turned to Robin, giving her a small wave. It was lovely to see you, Robin. Truly. Robin didn't respond, her hands clenched tightly around her mug. As Cristin and Janelle walked out, Cristin glanced back over her shoulder, her grin widening. By the way, if you ever need ideas for your next jewelry collection, feel free to give me a call. I have some suggestions. Janelle let out a snort of laughter as they walked out the door, leaving Robin alone in the living room, her carefully curated composure finally cracking. Outside, Janelle turned to Cristin, shaking her head. You're terrible, you know that. Cristin shrugged, her eyes twinkling. Maybe, but it was worth it. As they walked away, Cristin felt a sense of satisfaction she hadn't experienced in years. For too long, she had been silent, swallowing her frustrations and pretending everything was fine. Now she had a voice, and she wasn't afraid to use it, even if it made things a little uncomfortable.